Welcome to HESM 2401, Strategy Evaluation and Control, Bachelor of Strategic Management. I'm your tutor, Professor Henry Wisa. I'm going to take you through this unit. I looked at the university purpose and objectives of this course, and this is what the course purpose is. This course aims at introducing the learner to the core fundamentals of strategic monitoring and evaluation. The course objectives: you have to demonstrate an understanding, develop a framework, and so on and so forth. I'm critiquing it. I'm criticizing that purpose, that the university purpose of this unit limits the learner to understanding fundamentals. This encourages a teacher-centered approach to learning, focusing on the cognitive domain of learning. And yet we have three domains of learning. The learner comes out more of a thinker than a doer. What's the difference? Doers versus thinkers. If today you are a doer, 10 years later you become a millionaire. But if today you are a thinker, 10 years later you become an employee. And I'm afraid I don't want you to remain employees 10 years later. I want you 10 years later to be millionaires. And therefore, I want you to be doers. I will therefore not follow that. I'm saying I will go against this grain. And I will conduct this unit in a practical manner. I will go beyond the theoretical understanding and the defining of concepts and make you carry out activities that will help you practice what you would have understood. I will combine the educational philosophies of Confucius, Etkadel, and the learning domains including Bloom's taxonomy. I want to fast track the competency-based curriculum from primary to university. So you are practical and you are armed with the two alternatives, both wage employment and self-employment. I'm biased towards making you self-employed. Look, that is 450 BC. The great Chinese philosopher pronounced these three statements: I hear and I forget, I see and I remember, I do and I understand. Years later, educationist Ed Cadell constructed, out of research, out of educational research, constructed this cone of learning, or the pyramid of learning. Discovered that when we teach via lectures, after 2 weeks or so, our students retain only 5% of what we lectured. When we give the lecture and give them readings to go to read, after 2 weeks they retain only 10% of what they heard and what they read. As you go down, the pyramid expands. Down here, discussions, when students discuss, they retain 50%. But when they go out and do a project, they will retain 75%. And if they come back to class and teach others or present that project, they will retain 90%. And therefore, the purpose of this unit, as by the description, encourages the upper part, where you even go and do an examination, written exam, 70%, you reproduce the lectures, the readings, and you get your first class honors. But only the cognitive domain, knowledge in the head, affective, the attitude may not happen. The feeling and the hands-on practicals will not have been achieved. So I will start my introduction, which is this lecture, will afford you a lecture, give you readings. I'm going to enrich your cognitive, and here I forget. But my concentration will be down here, where you do and you understand the psychomotor, the skills hands-on, and of course, the project and coming to present in class. That way, you become a doer. That way, you retain over 90% of the knowledge. So for that matter, I'm giving you an assignment already. I'm refusing to wait and give you an examination, a written examination. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you written cards after the first week, the second week. No. I'm telling you alone, and I'm saying alone because of this time of the COVID-19, because you are out there on your own. You may not be able to mobilize colleagues, but if you can get a group too, then I'm saying alone or in a group of not more than 3. Choose either identify an organization that has a strategic plan and evaluate any of its given strategies along the relevancy, efficiency, effectiveness, impact, and sustainability criteria. Your card will be a presentation in class on how you identified that organization, what it does, its main challenges, and its main contributions. Your final examination will be an evaluation report, a copy which should have been given to the organization and acknowledged. That's one. Number 2, either you do that or you do this one, second one. Identify an organization that has got no strategic plan and design a strategy for it based on Swot analysis carried out by yourself on the organization. Your card will be a presentation in class on why you identify that organization, what it does, its main challenges, and its main contributions. Your final examination will be a SWOT analysis. A SWOT-based report with proposed strategies, a copy of which you should have given to the organization and acknowledged. This way, you get hands-on. Can you just imagine? You took an organization, you did this. This is real practical. Strategies, you evaluated it. Now imagine you graduate and you're going for an interview. And after the interview, you say, hold on, I actually carried out an exercise on your organization. Good work, an organization. Even if you went for an interview in a different organization from which you started, and then you are asked, do you have anything to tell us? Then you say, yes, I did and evaluated projects in a certain organization, and I know that the major problems in projects in organizations in Kenya are A, B, C, D. I am sure even this organization is not an exception, and therefore I have this hands-on experience that I can transfer from that organization to this one. Remember, your colleagues were just answering theoretical, and we are now putting in, you already have a head start. This is what I am driving at. So, let's define strategy. Strategy is about deciding where you want to go and how you mean to get there. A strategy is a declaration of intent. This is what we want to do, and this is how we intend to do it. That's strategy. Strategy is further defined to be long-term purpose of an enterprise and the course of action and the resources necessary to attain. The components of strategy: purpose, what is desired; course of action, how you gain what you desire; allocation of resources, tools and materials available for use. Let's again revisit from another point of view. According to Porter, strategy is about being different. It means deliberately choosing a different set of activities to deliver a unique mix of value. Still, strategy is a tactical course of action which is designed to achieve long-term objectives. It is an art and science of planning and marshalling resources for their most efficient and effective use in a changing environment. Strategy of a business enterprise consists of what management decides about the future direction and scope of the business. It entails managerial choice among alternative action programs, competitive moves, and different business approaches to achieve enterprise objectives. Strategy, once formulated, has long-term implications. It is framed by top management in an organization. In short, it may be called the game plan of management. What is our strategy? How are we going to compete? How are we going to outcompete? What is our game plan? You see it. I can see some of you guys who love football. Man U is there, Liverpool, Arsenal, even Gor Mahia and AFC. So what is our strategy? What is our winning plan? Strategy. Simplified definitions of strategy and tactics. Look, there is a beginning, strategic analysis and planning, and the strategy is strategic goal, and therefore what are the steps that we are going to, the tactics to reach that goal. So, an overall how-to method for achieving a strategic goal. Their strategic goal, here you are starting. You can call it a look into the future. And therefore, those tactics, a tactic is a sub-strategy, a maneuver, and a how-to technique used to achieve short-term. So strategy is long-term, a tactic short-term. Look again. To perform strategic planning, you apply a process that analyzes and answers questions in 3 key areas. 1, what's my big goal? When do I want it? Is it important? Is it achievable? Number 2, where am I now? Why am I here? What does the competitive environment look like? So you do the current situation. So you set the goal, you do the current position, where are you? And then you come to, how can I reach my goal? What and who do I need? What is my risk-reward profile? So there you are, the goal. That is the goal. This is the current situation. And that is the how, the steps we are going to make. So strategy. Strategy is created to take into account the probable behavior of customers and competitors. Strategy is a well-defined roadmap of an organization. It identifies the overall mission, vision, and the direction of an organization. The objective of strategy is to maximize an organization's strengths and minimize the strengths of the competitors. Strategy, in short, bridges the gap between where we are and where we want to be. That is strategy. And now, let us define evaluation. Because we're talking of strategy and evaluation. What is evaluation? It is a systematic and objective measurement of the results achieved by a project, a program, or a policy in order to assess its relevance, its coherence, the efficiency of its implementation, its effectiveness, and its impact, as well as its sustainability. Evaluation. Evaluation, and particularly project evaluation, has criteria. And of course, criteria are the standards by which to judge something. The standards by which someone or something is judged. So strategy has a criteria. What standards do we use when we want to evaluate? And there they are. The key evaluation criteria: relevance, effectiveness, efficiency, impact, sustainability. We are saying, we ask ourselves the question, when we are now evaluating a project, evaluating a strategy, evaluating a policy, we ask, did we meet the user expectations? We did this for people. We did this for the consumer. Were we relevant? Did we meet the expectations? Many times projects come and they are not tailored, or they don't take on board the user. I've always been complaining about the BBI in this country. The BBI, the Wanjikus are not. You see, the politicians are taken, have hijacked it. I'm talking about the competency-based curriculum. The boy, the student, the pupil was not taken on board. It is Amakoha and Asocioni fighting over there on behalf. Parents were not adequately. So, we may ask, is it relevant? Did we meet the user expectations? Effectiveness. Did we fully achieve the goal that we set? So, when we are evaluating, you first of all say, Were the expectations met? You interview them, they say no, yes, and etc. Then, in terms of effectiveness, we are asking, did we fully achieve the goal? And then, in terms of efficiency, we are saying, did we use minimal resources to achieve results? And in terms of impact, were the results all positive or negative? And finally, in terms of sustainability, we are saying that can the benefits be durable? So we are saying those are the, which are released them, those are the criteria, and that's the explanation. So let's now take one by one. Relevance. Relevance was saying is the validity of the overall goal and the project and project purpose at the evaluation stage. Look at, when we are talking about relevance, we are saying, does it fulfill their needs? The consumer, the people, is it relevant? Are their needs fulfilled? Does it solve their problems? This project that we have brought, does it solve their problems? Will BBI solve our problems? Can CBC solve the problems of the pupils? Does it resonate with them? Does it fit in their culture, in their way of doing things? Does it bring them closer to their goals? We're talking of relevance. Does it give them new hopes? Does it arouse their curiosity? Will it brighten their days? Does it complete their lives? And of course, will it simplify their lives or help them to finish their tasks faster? Those are some issues that was this relevant. Many times we come with projects, we call them white elephants. They are not relevant, but resources were spent. Efficiency. Just look at this picture. The productivity in project implementation, the degree to which inputs have been converted into outputs. Look, this guy here, just using just one hand, he's pushing it because he has designed it in that round. This one is struggling to lift. Now this is inefficient, this is efficient. We are using very little effort or input to generate big outcome. And we are ahead because we are efficient. Effective. The degree to which the project purpose has been achieved by the project output. We're saying efficiency is doing things right, but effectiveness is doing the right things. Look at them. If you have resources, you are allocating resources, utilizing the resources, and you want to achieve the goal. If the resources are poorly utilized and the goal attainment is low, you are neither effective nor efficient. Your goals have not been achieved. Resources have been wasted many times, particularly some political decisions. Resources are wasted because we poorly utilize resources. We achieve very low goal, there we are. But if resources are utilized poorly, but the goal is high, although we poorly utilize the goal is high, that is effective, but not efficient because the resources were poorly utilized. Maybe we use too much of them to achieve very high goal. So it becomes, the goals are achieved, but the resources were wasted. So this is effective, but not efficient. But if utilization of resources is good, but the goal attainment is low, It is not effective, but efficient. We have not achieved the goal as we wanted. It's not effective, but efficient because we used resources well. The goals have not been achieved, but no resources were wasted. It is. We want both effective and efficient. We want the resources to be well utilized and the goal to be highly achieved. So the goals are achieved, there are no wasted resources, high productivity, both effective and efficient. When our own country, Kenya, reaches here, I will say you are in Canaan. But we are zigzagging here, here, here. Resources wasted, corruption eaten through. The impact. Positive and negative changes produced directly or indirectly as a result of the implementation of a project. What we're saying that sometimes we plan a project, but the results that we get were not planned. It happens. I'll give you an example. So what is impact evaluation? To determine if and to what extent the change in a result level indicators can be attributed to the particular intervention or project or program or both, and if the amount of change was effective. I took this from Machakos. Governor Mutua was saying that this road, what you see here, was once like this. And then a project was implemented, a road project. And we can now see the impact. If this is true, what Governor Mutua was telling and showing us, you can see that the impact, very positive, the impact, the difference from where it was to where it is. And as I said, sometimes we get results that we did not plan for. I'll tell you one little example. And I'm not going to mention names. A bank was established in Kenya to serve only women, to uplift women, to empower women. And therefore, the loans, assistance were being given only to women. And there was this family coming from where I come from. From my accent, you can guess where I come from. This family was happily living together. She was a housewife, and he was the breadwinner. She said, you stay home, I will bring the bread. But they had some rules within that family. One rule was that the husband was not going to eat what the house girl prepared. The wife has to prepare. Another rule was that the husband or the wife were not going to eat alone. They must always eat together. Two simple rules, and they kept them together. This husband was always rushing home so that they can eat together with the husband, the wife. And the wife said, no, you are my husband, I cook for you. They were very happy. But when this bank came, they saw money. And then they decided, why don't we be a two-income family? Why is it only one income family? Let's go get money, the loan, you go and get the loan, you start a business, so that I earn, you earn. They agreed, and she went and took a loan. And she went into business, and he started doing very well, surprisingly. So as this business was succeeding, it started taking time of the lady. So at time she could come late. The husband is sitting, waiting for her to come and cook because they have the rules. And sometimes she could come because she'd come late to networking. She has actually eaten with friends out there. She comes, she's not even eating with him. So they decided, let's change the rules because this new life, new arrangements. So they allowed that the husband could now even eat what the house girl could cook, and he could even eat alone, because in case she's coming late, let him not wait until it's 9, 10. So rules changed, and the house girl started preparing food for now. It appears the husband, or rather the house girl, was waiting for opportunities. So by 6, by 7, she has cooked for the children, they've gone to sleep. Even herself, she has gone to sleep. And the husband comes 7, 7:30, hoots, and then she wakes up to go to open the gate. She goes in a nightgown. And it's a see-through nightgown. She comes in, starts cooking in a nightgown, serves the husband, and waits because she has to wash so she sits there. You are now extrapolating what I'm trying to say. This man had all his faculties properly functioning. So you can guess. The end was sad because the girl became pregnant. She became pregnant and the family broke apart. So the bank was not set up to break families. The bank was set up to uplift. But this is an outcome that was not planned, but it's an impact, an outcome of the coming of the bank and giving loans to this. So some things happened that were not planned, but they happened out of some projects. Sustainability. The durability of the benefits and the development effects produced by the project after its completion. Those are sustainable goals. Look, we are saying, can we sustain this life up to that? This project, can it be sustained? Can it continue? Sustainability. So, in summary, we start by relevance, the quality of planning and adaptation, including relevance of problems to correct beneficiaries, objectively verifiable indicators, means, costs, assumptions, and risks. Efficiency, how are the inputs and activities converted into results. Effectiveness, how well did the results contribute to the achievement of the project purpose. Impact, which benefits on society and the sector. And sustainability, have and will services and the benefits be maintained. So this is the evaluation criteria. This strategy, is it relevant? This strategy, is it efficient? Is it effective? Is it impactful? And can it be sustained? That is the criteria of evaluation. Now finally, let's define control. Control consists of verifying whether everything occurs in conformity with the plan adopted, the instructions issued, and the principles established. Its object is to point out weaknesses and errors in order to rectify them and prevent recurrence. Controlling is the process of measuring performance and taking action to ensure desired results. Controlling is the measurement and correction of performance in order to make sure that enterprise objectives and the plans devised to attain them are accomplished. In other words, control means, are our plans going on as planned? If we are deviating, what can we do? Can we take corrective measures? Control. Controlling is the process of monitoring and adjusting organization activities to ensure they are being accomplished as planned. Control is equal to monitor plus compare plus analysis plus action. So controlling involves making sure that the results achieved are in line with the planned results. The main feature of control is action to correct performance deviations and to ensure that expected results are forthcoming. So, strategy formulation is therefore a process. Look, first of all, you establish the objectives. You analyze the environment within which you are performing. Then you form the goals, quantitative goals. Then you form the objectives in context with the divisional plans. And then you analyze the performance and you select a strategy. So it's a process. It all starts with the mission, strategy. The business vision, the mission, strategic goals, and then we do what we call a SWOT analysis, which means we look at the internal environment. Within our environment, how is it? Then we look at the external environment, how is it? And then when we compare the internal and external, then we draw our goal, and then we formulate our strategy. Then the program, if you like, and we implement. Then we have feedback and control. So it must all start with your vision, your mission, your strategic goals, then analyze, SWOT analysis, and so on and so forth. So SWOT analysis is the key, or is very key in strategy formulation. SWOT analysis, S, W, O, and T. S, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths, they are internal, controllable, positive aspects. Weaknesses, they are internal, controllable, negative aspects. Opportunities, external, uncontrollable, positive aspects. Threats, external, uncontrollable, negative aspects. What we're saying that me and you, we can even do our personal SWOT. Here you are in school, and your strategy is to get first class honors. I mean your goal, to get first class honors. What's your strategy of getting that first class honors? Try your personal SWOT first. Look at yourself, what are the strengths in you that can make you go towards that? Maybe you are hardworking, maybe you are a no-nonsense person, those characteristics of yours. But what are the weaknesses in you? Maybe you can't stay out for long, you can't read for long, maybe you get bored with the many notes, and all those are, you can control them. The strengths are within your control. Weaknesses, the strength and the weaknesses are within your control. You can correct them yourself. What are the opportunities? Well, there are libraries there. There are professors there to go for consulting. Those are the opportunities you can go and tap. And But what are the threats? Probably student union actions. Those are threats. They can come in and then you have a strike and then you don't get, the economy is bad, you may not raise fees, whatever. So when you analyze all that, then you say, how can I now deal with these elements of my SWOT? We shall look at it. So the strengths are characteristics of a business which give it advantage over the competitors. Weaknesses are characteristics of business which make it disadvantageous relative to competitors. Opportunities are elements in a company's external environment that allow it to formulate and implement strategies to increase profitability. But threats are elements in the external environment that could endanger the integrity and the profitability of the business. So, strategy. We are saying that when you have your strengths, the strengths and the opportunities, this is an intersection of strengths and opportunities. We are saying, can we use our existing strengths to take advantage of these opportunities? Then you throw there your strategy. What strategy can we use so that we put our strengths to maximize or to take advantage of opportunities? That's one strategy. Sometimes we call them the low-hanging fruits. Now, weaknesses intersecting with opportunities. Can we work on our weaknesses to prevent us of missing out on opportunities? Like I said, if you are not in your class, you are not strong enough to be reading, can you go and practice reading so that you can read? No. Can we work on our weaknesses? Because you can work on them. When you come to strengths and the threats, the intersection, can we use our existing strengths to reduce the likelihood and impact of the threats? Maybe you are a very good communicator. You are a persuader, and the threats are strikes. So can you use your strength to go and persuade the union leaders not to go for strikes? And out here, weaknesses and threats. Can we work on our weaknesses to prevent threats to become a reality? So you see, when you have your SWOT analysis, they are now going to give you strategies. Let's go further and see. This is the organization. Let's say the strength of this organization. They have an existing brand, called Bitco, Unilever, whatever. The existing customer base and the existing distribution. That is those are their strengths. But the weaknesses, the brand perception, maybe people out there perceive it negatively. Intermediary use, we are using it in an immediate manner. Technology skills, very low technology and skills. External support. The opportunities, we can sell across. There are new markets coming up. There are new services. There is alliance for co-branding. And the threats could be stiff competition, customer choice, new entrants, those are competitors, new competitive products and all that. Now you can see that the S and O leverage strengths to maximize opportunities. We call it attacking strategy. Here, WO strategies, WO, counter weaknesses through exploiting opportunities, build the strength for attacking strategy. And here, S, strength and threats, leverage strength to minimize threats, defensive strategy, and this one is also defensive but survival strategy, counter the weaknesses and the threats. So, can we do one hypothetical one? This is the organization. You list here your strengths. You list here your weaknesses. You list here your opportunities, and you list here your threats. Once you have done your SWOT analysis, you have listed the elements, you are now in a position to generate this. This one is opportunity weakness. We call it mini-maxi. You want to minimize the weaknesses so that you tap the opportunity maximum. Strategies: how can strengths and opportunities be utilized to eliminate or minimize weaknesses? So now here, opportunity strength, maxi, you maximize the strength, you maximize the opportunities. What can we do with strength to tap opportunities? And then here, the threat and strength, we call it maximize the strength and minimize the threat. And lastly, threat, weakness, we minimize both. So this is your template of your SWOT analysis. Let's now translate it into action. Hypothetical: this company has got manufacturing efficiency, they have skilled labor force, a workforce, they have good market share, they have strong financing, they have superior reputation. That's strength. The weaknesses: they have outdated facilities, there is inadequate R&D, there is absolute technology, obsolete, there is weak management, there are past planning failures. Then the opportunities: there are possible new markets are coming up, there's strong economy, there's strong consultancies, there are emerging technologies, there's growth of existing market. Under the threats, the new competitors are coming in, the shortage of resources, the changing market tastes, new regulations, substitute products. So this is a company that now want to look at strategies generated out of their SWOT. Now look, when you look at weakness number 4, weak management, weakness number 5, past planning failures, and then you look at opportunity number 3, strong consultancies. So what do? Invest in management and planning training. Because you have weak management, we have weak planning, but there are consultancies that you can tap. Therefore, your first strategy is start using the consultants to train to make those weaknesses strong. Weakness number 3, absolute technology. Strength number 4, strong financing. And opportunity number 4, emerging technologies. Invest in new technologies so that you eliminate the obsolete technology, because you have a strength here, finance, and you have here opportunity. Look at this. Strength number 1, manufacturing efficiency. Strength number 2, skilled workforce. Strength number 4, strong financing. And opportunity number 1, possible new markets. Invest in new market development. You can still even use consultancies to give you new market development. Strength number 2, 4, and 5. Skilled workforce, strong financing, and superior reputation. Opportunity number 3 and 4. Strong consultancies, emerging technologies. Employ new technology for market penetration. Those are now strategies for winning, because look at strength number 1 to 5, all of them. Threat number 1 to 5, 1, 2, and 5. Then can you develop an R&D, R&D wing? Look at that. Weakness number 1 to 5, all the weaknesses, plus all the threats. Plan for mergers. Can you get strong competitors and merge? Like you have seen in Kenya, Pricewaterhouse and Coopers merged, and yet they were initially competing. SmithKline and they merged. Those mergers were coming out of the SWOT so that they minimize all the threats and all the weaknesses, and they were merging. People are saying, how are these two companies, yes, PricewaterhouseCoopers, how can they merge? Now they are even stronger. That was a strategy that they developed because their weaknesses had become very strong. And things like Unilever. You remember East African Industries, Unilever, they were head Kimbo. But then Bitco comes up and becomes very strong. So now Unilever says, let us close the production line of Kimbo and concentrate on other. Actually, they sold Kimbo to Bitco. It went because they could not compete. The competition was very high, and the only thing. So this is what Swot can give you. Toyota had a past Toyota Swot. I want you to look at it. I'm not going through it. You look at the Toyota. Toyota had internal strengths, internal weaknesses, all this, and look at the strategies that they developed. You can pause your video, you download it and look at it and see how indeed Toyota used Swot. I tend to forget the year, but you can get it from this link. You'll get this Toyota example and use it for your practice. So Swot is a very strong instrument for you to develop strategies. So you're going out there to that organization. You're going to look at whatever the goal they want to achieve. And then look, what are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? Construct a SWOT analysis and come and match them and advise them that using these strengths of yours, you can tap these opportunities. But these weaknesses of yours are too much. We must eliminate them. I am saying, and you can quote me, anybody's hearing me, that in Kenya we have Vision 2030. And I am saying that Vision 2030 could actually become a mirage. The closer we reach, the further it goes. Why? Because we have not done a good SWOT analysis. We have not identified, and if we have identified the weaknesses, then we have forgotten about or refused to address the weaknesses. One weakness is corruption. Another weakness is negative ethnicity. Another weakness is insecurity. And we are not putting in place strategies to fight corruption. We are not putting in place strategies to fight negative ethnicity, insecurity. With all those three weaknesses, achieving Vision 2030 is going to be a mirage. We have to do our SWOT analysis. We have strengths. We have brains. Count me also. Our students, you students, we have labor, we have manpower. The opportunities are there. Of course, there are threats. The threats we can only cope with them. Climatic change, we can only cope with them. But the weaknesses are ours. The corruption, the negative ethnicity. And those weaknesses, if we do not address them, our Vision 2030 will be coming, the nearer we get, the further it moves. So, you can also look at my YouTube channel, those channels, for more on SWOT analysis, on strategies to help you in your assignments. Thank you, and I want to see your good SWOT. I want you to become a consultant even before you graduate. Because if you can master the SWOT analysis well, you will go. You will do a SWOT analysis for any. Start from the nearest shop. Do it for free. Nearest shop and how they can compete or outcompete the rivals. Then you will be building your own consultancies. Nobody becomes a millionaire working for another. I want you to become consultants and not go knocking on looking for employment. Start employing people. Thank you so much.